that's constantly evolving. We're all on a journey of transformation. Risk is the heartbeat of change, the compass that guides us to new horizons. As we embrace the unknown, we unlock the door to innovation. The evolution of AI is a testament to this. It's not just technology evolving, but us as a society. We're learning, growing, adapting together. So let's be bold, let's be brave, let's be the change we wish to see.
Hey guys, how's it going? I tried to do an intro differently. How's it going? Wow. Thanks, Cole. Good morning. And Cole said, holy, that is one flashy intro. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Build Show. We had quite a few people join this week to become subscribers. We're incredibly humbled by that. First and foremost, we want to get this out of the way. No matter what we're talking about, the show does not give financial advice. We're just here, as known technologists and sharing our life in crypto and, giving advice where we can along the way. Oops, sorry about that, Cole. I didn't take that down. So that was a lot, to witness in that video. I think we're up to 700 views now. And it just goes to show that, the drip community is, something that you just can't describe to other people. They have to live it and be a part of it. So, I don't want to harp too much on that because I realize I'm not that big of a deal. And, I want to keep it. Like I was talking to a room of 12 people. I tell my mom all the time that it's like, and I'm sure with Cole and Mitch, that it's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever been to a hotel, got lost, and you go downstairs and you see these little break rooms. Some have really big rooms, and then some have smaller rooms with just a few seats. The show for over a year and a half has been about that smaller group, and I really, want to take the time out to say the people who've been with us for a year and a half, thank you so much. I've seen on smaller channels that you kind of go up and then you go down, but slowly, if you're providing something that people want, they'll listen. So on my end, it looked like the intro was a bit choppy, so apologies for that. The video is on our channel if you want to watch it without an intro. But I wanted to take advantage of the fact that as a cybersecurity professional, even though early retired, the stuff that we still want to share with we still want to share with the community about the bad, the very, very bad. And as I said before, the drip community is like one of the smartest out there. But sometimes you see in Telegram or even, some content providers, some influencers or YouTube people, they want to show very bad people who can hurt people. And I don't know of anyone personally, right? I can only go on what I see, just like when you watch television. You don't know the people, you only know the television version of them. And there's some very sketch devs out there, right? And they give you enough information to seduce you to say, hey, this is good. The dev of the architect and one of the original founders of Drip and the Animal Farm Forex, he tries to warn people. They're just coming here because they realize that the Drip community has wallets for people who have expendable income and can afford to, take a chance and I'll make it sound like it's incredibly sexy. Wills Candy, the developer, not only disappeared, but on the he was upfront about it, kinda. He did 30% of the profit every day. 30%. Forex has never taken a dime, from our gig. And so one of the things that is important is that we understand these people and not give them any airtime to take money from people who, I'm calling it risk capital, that they could use, to buy stuff for their families. And these people are saying, hey, we might be the next big thing. And so to bring it to a real life version and not just about crypto, let's talk about a real life thing. So there's a fired Disney employee, and this is all accusations. None of this is fact. Other than the video, if you want to go look it up, go look up fired Disney employee who steals animatronics. Now, these are alleged crimes, but he's in Florida. And he started a Twitter account, and he was, he started off by saying, Disney doesn't protect the grounds that they're on. And he has videos of, taking this and that. But as he got more followers on his Twitter account, he started to become more bold. I saw video footage of him talking to the police and he's acting like he's smarter than them. And so there's one guy, I'll get to that, but he gets caught. If he didn't do it, he facilitated it. And that kind of is the way this whole crypto thing is playing out, right? You have people who are bad people. They have a nefarious purpose, but they don't feel bad about it because they have so many people telling them, oh, you're awesome, you're amazing. And that's one of the things I don't want to do by just having a video that has 700 views. There are people who have 700 views in 10 seconds, right? But I put the Max Wallet component in here because that won't gel with everybody as a title. I'm not trying to search down the things that people will click on. The information that we provide here is information specifically for the drip community to make them smarter. And when you're seeing these bad actors displayed, please understand that they are held up by a bunch of people who are either desperate. I'm a contrarian. So there's people out there who just want to dislike something, and they can make these devs or people, they're not even devs, build things that aren't even real, And so what I've kind of developed a term for them is they're kind of like the Lex Luthors, they're not the best people. And by the way, I am going to show you the Max Wallet thing, but I want to get into this because I've had a couple of things that we've talked about this, of the bad guys in crypto. And as a cybersecurity professional, I can speak to that. That's not you should talk to a cybersecurity professional. No, that's me. And I kind of think of these people as like Lex Luthors, They're not as smooth as Lex, but they are not good people. They are trying to, take from you something that you've either been at the right place at the right time, or, they just take advantage of people. But there's one regarding open source that stands out above them all. Oh, I got a message. DeFi Minnow, it's been an expensive lesson, but all roads in DeFi lead back to Forex ecosystems, right? I've been somebody who said, I'll dabble in this. Nope. Something happens. Either one of the things that Forex illustrates is some level of SDLC, software development lifecycle. There's some structure there. And what people who are desperate will do is that they will say, the people who are, loud in Telegram or on Twitter, they'll alter their whole architecture to fit something that doesn't fit. And Forex said, no, I'm not doing that. The one thing that, he didn't want to do, which is kind of causing a lot of the liquidity in DRIP, is the animal farm, specifically the garden, I'm sorry. That's creating a lot more DRIP. And Forex didn't want to do that. That was us going, we want a miner too. And I was a silent person in that, but I was like, yeah, we're going to get a miner. And it works the way he said, but it still caused DRIP to, bleed DRIP. So let's go back to, there is one that stands among all others. Now, there was a guy who came up during the FUD Fest of create a channel and just say bad things about good or bad tokens. You'll get views. And his name was Onchain. I talked to that guy for 2 hours. He was a very cool guy. But when he got in front of that camera, he changed into somebody else, right? Like he didn't tell you that his dad had been, killed, and that he actually was shot at in the same spot that his dad got killed. So, there's a background to the guy. But one of the things that he did was, and I don't know the guy's name, I think it's Brian something, Safu founder. And he interviewed this guy's family. And the family was like, this guy's bad. He's been bad forever. He runs Ponzi schemes. He does everything. And so you look at this guy, open source, all allegations, and you just go, you can look at his face and tell that he's a bad guy. So when I see his face on any content provider, or why do I keep calling them content providers? Sorry guys, it's kind of stuck in my face. You guys can't see it, but is that guy's gonna take people's money. Like, is he a brilliant mind? His coach says no, he's a bald-faced liar, right? But I won't cover him at all. I'm not gonna show his face, because people will go in and see him. They'll see all the likes in the, the emojis in his Discord, and he's just not the person, in my opinion, professionally. I make that assertion based on my experience versus going into big companies, billion-dollar companies, and seeing these people with jobs that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and they're lying to my face. They don't understand that I've been the dev. They don't understand that I've been the sysadmin, right? So you can't talk around me. You can talk to me. You can make some good arguments for why you're doing anything, but actions in a cybersecurity assessment always show who the bad guy is. And so we've got open source information about the Safu guy. He has, his family's reported on him. You've got disgruntled people, but what he still does, because like the Disney guy, he's still got this following of people who are like, you're awesome. No matter what you say, you're just great. No, he's going to create situations where he can get a lot of money, right? He's going to try to get a lump sum and then say, oh, it didn't work. And that's what's happened consistently. That's all he's ever done. And so he creates these opportunities that look like they're Ponzi's. He says that, who give back everybody's money. How do you know that has happened? Right? Because people delete things. So when DDD comes, guys, they're going to be back in full force. And the DRIP community should be smarter, not just about helping each other, but making sure that people who come into the DRIP economy and go, oh my God, I'm so smart. I picked DRIP and now I'm so smart. You like the rest of us, we just got fortunate. We had a hunch that it might be good, and we stayed around long enough to see, wow, yeah, this guy annoys us a lot with his delays, but these projects are the only ones that in our space we know about that consistently work. So, I mean, that doesn't make me any happier when I'm annoyed at him. But going back to my assessments, there's an assessment that I've been on where it was international, and a gentleman was like, "Why isn't Potter, talking to me?" And so, because I talked to that person long enough to see that we were in a meeting, and there were a bunch of people nodding their heads around the table, and everything that he said was not real. There were buzzwords. There were logical assumptions that you could make if what he was saying was valid, but I had to read the room, right? I'm a consultant. I'm a cybersecurity professional. They don't know me. They think that guy's the smartest guy in the room. And he said, why isn't she talking to me? I'm the cybersecurity person. And I let someone know, well, if I talk to that person, I'm probably going to recommend that they be fired. So what do you know? That person didn't want to talk to me anymore. I don't think that somebody told them that, but the truth was, it was never made that I talked to the person. People didn't want me on their projects because I would go, I tell it like I see it. You have an obligation to the shareholders, to the clients, to make sure that nefarious intent is destroyed. It's wiped out, that you don't facilitate it. And people with egos who can't back it up with their skills, like the gentleman, according to open source information that I see, he's a bad actor, and he's going to take advantage of people being ignorant, which it only means uninformed, doesn't mean, a bad thing. He's going to take advantage of that, right? He's going to make it sound like, hey, if you just give me this amount of money, I'm going to do this thing. They make themselves seem larger than light by showing what they've got. Oh, here's the plane. Here's my potential. Here's what we're going to do. And they just take money. And then they have people on YouTube who can make money from them, or maybe even believe in them. Or maybe they're so far in that they've got to believe. And then you have the Forex ecosphere, or at one time the Forex and BB ecosphere, and it's just not the same. But you have to be around long enough to be able to tell them. In my career, I had it, so I was so anal about doing it the right way, integrity first, that somebody who I really admired as a colleague, who his boss brought us in. He was let go because when I came back, I was not happy that the things to protect their customers were not in place yet. I'm like, this is basic stuff. It's countdown until somebody takes your stuff. And, I didn't expect that. So I take the job very seriously, and I take what I'm telling you very seriously. Be careful. It's your money. I can't tell you how to use it. But I can tell you that there are evil people out there. I even worked in the music business for a while. That's even worse. Because people and this was in New York City. It wasn't, everybody's in the music business. I worked for a top music publisher, discovered Madonna. That stuff was crazy, and the level of, I don't want to call it evil, but I want to call it evil, they don't give a fluff about you. They just want your money. Money speaks to them. And if you just pretend oh yeah, that kind of happens to people. No, in the DeFi space, it is rampant. It is the norm. So when people hear things about a drip community, community, and people tell you community means nothing. And for a while, ours didn't. We had a lot of people in here who were just about, oh my God, look at that candle. I want to be in drip. So we got stuck with them too. I think, the mods in the drip chat, they've banned enough of them. I've been accused of being a soft fudder, but how can I not sound like a fudder when I say things that are in the spirit of what they're saying, but I'm implying them with a technologist, cybersecurity professional who's worked for the Big Four, not. Well, I watched this video and I think it means, I've had real experience, high pressure. I've had failures that I've I don't like, but they just made me better because you don't quit. And that's what the drip community is. The drip community, in a large part, are people who never quit. We're not special. We're not that great. We just believe in something, believed our eyes, got frustrated enough to say stuff, which meant that you weren't going to be in the Telegram. And then when you find that avenue to vent, you're stuck with somebody who's angry at Forex or this community because they got taken for having expectations that exceeded what you should expect with new technology. So when I was working with people who were in that, they're making $1 million a year, they work for a company that's worth billions, these people have to make executive decisions that are tough. I talked about before with the rollout of the California Health Exchange. My boss had to make a really tough call about patching like hours before launch, and he made the right call by doing the right thing for the people of California. But man, we would have been on the news like the federal healthcare system, if we didn't take that action or if something had gone wrong. But because we did everything right, it was the right thing. There were delays, but that's a big group of people. And Forex, he's got what would that one guy GS said? I've been working in crypto for like a week. I'm over exaggerating, but he's a brand new person, and they're bringing in those people. The bottom line is that the Scarface movie, you cannot ever underestimate the other guy's greed, right? So when you're dealing with a fresh dev, a fresh person who came into the drip community, they've been here since the beginning of drip, they know. Whether it was in the corporate assessment or whether it was in the DeFi, Cowboy West, don't ever underestimate what somebody will do to line their own bags, right? So, that's the show pretty much. But, I'll go into that thing that I introduced last time, which is overtime. Build on drip, right? If you're still here, that's what it's here for, right? People usually turn off in the 5 minutes, I guess. But let's see. Build on drip. Discussed yesterday with. I take these notes so I'll remember what to talk to you about these guys with. I take these notes to remember what to talk to you guys about. Discussed yesterday without one that we should see in short order happening. Yes. So I wrote this back when it was yesterday, but we talked about building on drip, right? So the show was about build financial power, but it's really building on drip now. That's the goal, right? So what do you mean build on drip? I've had fundamentals I've talked about, whether it's policy or controls that we put in place or standards that we put in place prior to the contract rolling out. But I think that's too broad. So what about, something like a Dripazon, where people buy and sell things and it doesn't say, okay, I'm going to pay you in drip. No, it puts it in your drip wallet so that it continues to build the community. That's the way I think drip is going. I think that it's not a currency per se, but it's more of a facilitator of people in the community to share things, right? I've got other stuff I'm going to talk about tomorrow on the Friday show, where I'll thank the people who watched the other show. I don't know what I said in that show, but I'm just really humbled by it. That's a lot of views, and our subscriptions went up by like double because for the new people who are here, if you're still in this conversation, the show is really more for content creators, that I could give them alpha that they could go, share with their communities. I kind of thought that was our audience, people who are in the know, because a lot of the stuff we talk about is a little bit over people's heads. And I want to keep it that way because I'm going to assume that you're going to step up to the level to understand what I'm talking about, or realize like there's a lot of people in my profession. I didn't like win awards, right? I was just really good at my job. But there are people who didn't like me. That sucks. But, usually, in my opinion, those were the people who didn't want me to call them to the carpet because I was afraid of their power, right? God gives you the power. So last thing was, talking about the build infrastructure. If I create an idle game, if I create a multiplayer game, there are two things I want to do. One I'll talk about tomorrow to align us to another system, but it's a system it's Bitcoin. I think that we need to be aligned to that, but everything should be a transaction for a drip game. If somebody wins awards, it should go in their wallet. In their faucet, not their wallet. Because we're trying to build the ecosystem for everybody to be around for good, not just, in the short term. So, I did promise you, I can't not tell you guys the truth. So hold on. I'm going to bring up my wallet. But, I do want to thank you guys for watching. If you stayed this long, what the hell's wrong with you? Connect. Okay, and then I gotta share it. So, present. Oops, gotta do this. Alt-Shift B, guys, is what, if you're gonna, stream online and you want to hide your bookmarks, you want to do that. So here we go. So there we go. 7 days left. And the wallet will be complete. So by this time next week, I'll have a full wallet. This has taken a long time, but for us, people who didn't have 1 billion followers, okay, nobody had 1 billion followers, but it was a slow road for us, especially considering, like me, who retired on Drip, that I had to use it to pay for things, right? And so it's been a slower road for me, but my plan is to quickly get that second wallet up to a max wallet. Then the third wallet, I kind of want to build for a commerce wallet to promote any game that I build. Not looking to sell you on a game, go to other devs. My game might be 2025. Like, you don't give dates on games, they just come when they come. Unless you have backers who are telling you better get out there and say that. But, and then the fourth wallet, it'll be around then. But with DDD taking liquidity from the majority of everything, and that price going up, it's going to be harder to use that as a gaming token. But as long as it's depositing back into the faucet, I feel that you're in alignment with the spirit of Drip, which is, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is like, it was geared to say, hey, generational wealth. It's like owning real estate. You own a rental, you own a digital space on a blockchain, and there are renters who pay rent, and that's your passive income. It's not a meme coin. It's not, something that's gonna moon. I feel that if I create anything as a dev, I need it to meet the spirit of the Drip economy that we all believe in. So with that said, We don't ask that you like, subscribe, or follow. We appreciate your comments. I'm sure you're following enough people out there, so enjoy them. Give them your subscriptions. We're not here to make money as a YouTube content creator. We're here to help out the drip community. Kind of biased, a little prejudice, okay, a little prejudice. All right, guys. There's good people on both sides. I am humbled by you. To our people who've been around here since the beginning and just followed. Love you very much. And on behalf of the Bill Show, game on. I don't know what's going on. It was supposed to say goodbye, and it didn't say goodbye. I'll do it again. See, this is why I don't get paid the big bucks. Game on, guys.